Thank you for joining us for today's PPCC 26 workshop preview. My name is Lyman Goodrich, and I'm your host for today's session. The Power Platform Community Conference takes place October 27th through 29th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, with full-day workshops on Sunday the 25th, Monday the 26th, and Friday the 30th. This preview series is designed to give you a sneak peek into the workshop content you'll experience at PPCC 26, presented by the same speakers you'll be meeting in person in Las Vegas. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be available for you to view on the workshop's detail page on the PPCC 26 website. If you haven't registered yet, stay with us until the end and we'll tell you how to save $150 off the conference registration using a speaker discount code. Okay, with that, it's my pleasure to introduce today's presenters, Sean and Parvez.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lyman, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm going to share my screen and we're going to kick this off. The ALM session for Dataverse you've been waiting for. This session is happening on Monday, and I don't know you, but I know your Dataverse problems. I'm going to list the problems you're having right now. And if they're not your problems, you can stop listening right now and skip this session, but I guarantee you one of these is going to be on there. Here's the first one I guarantee you're having with Dataverse or Dynamics 365 sales. Number one, transparency. You don't know who is really making changes in your environment. If I'm making changes, if Parvez is making changes, if you're making changes, who made which changes? How do you know? Now, you might be thinking, oh, there's an audit trail I can use. I can use the audit field. No, you can't. If Parvez makes a new field, or if I make a new field, or I take your field and change it, you don't know who did what. So suddenly, you don't know what issues are being caused, who's breaking what's going on. That is the first problem I'm fairly positive is happening to you because it's happening to me and all of my clients. The next one is you don't even really know what is inside of your solutions. There are some awesome features in Dataverse where you can click like include all customizations, all metadata, and suddenly your solution that was just your table is suddenly getting other tables and other fields, and it's getting really messy in there. All right, now if you're thinking, Sean, I don't really care about transparency, okay, maybe I don't know what's going on with there, but what are the consequences of this? Why do I really need to know what's happening in our solutions? Well, this is why. Your deployments are way harder than you want them to be. This next point, I guarantee you've probably seen it this week. You get deployment errors. Sometimes you know what it is. It's like a dependency is missing. And I'm positive there have been so many times where you deployed your Dataverse solution, your Dynamics 365 solution, you've deployed your code app, you've deployed your Canvas app, your Power Page, and you couldn't figure out why there was an issue. This is what this workshop's about. We're going to solve all of your problems. Now, in order for all your problems to be solved, I know that's a big promise, you're going to actually have to listen to what we're advising. But here's the best part. If you don't like listening, this is the best session for you because this is going to be super hands-on. You can ignore us for half the time. You're going to be hands-on building, solving this very, very key problem. If you're nervous deploying to production because you're worried you're going to break something, if your solutions are getting crazy, and if most importantly, you just want to be taken seriously, look smart, and you want to build complex enterprise solutions, this is what this workshop's about. We're going to take all of these cats that are running around in your Dataverse environments, and we're going to put them all nicely in the way they're supposed to be. You're going to have super smooth deployments, and most importantly, you're going to know who's deploying what. Parvez, and anything to add to that, like Toyotathon sales event I just gave?
No, this is spot on. This is what this workshop is about, right? I mean, for a long time, professional developers have had the full transparency picture of exactly what's changing for each line of code with every change that they make from a source control repository perspective. But the low coders, the people in the Dynamics world, in the Power Platform world, haven't always had that visibility. The solution concept has, for most teams, been a bit of a black box. So we're about to open up that black box for you and give you visibility of what's inside it as it's going into your target environments.
I'm so happy you mentioned the fact that like this used to just be for pro coders. Not anymore. We're going to speak in a way that all of you low coders can understand. If you're a low coder, you're my favorite person. You're the one that understands the business. You're the one that has an outside perspective of software. We're going to make sure you understand, because we're going to do super colorful Dora the Explorer like diagrams to make sure everyone understands it. Let's walk through this first one. So typically, I'm sure at your company you have a production environment, you have a dev environment, and you probably have UAT, at least I hope. Now, let's take a look at what we got here. Let's say we have an outdoor contracts solution. Inside of it, you have a flow. The flow emails the secretary. Nothing crazy. And if you're in a Copilot Studio, you can pretend this is a classic workflow, same exact issue. Now, let's say you have a contracts table and you have a contracts app. Now, here's what's happened. You've deployed this solution to your production environment, and it's emailing the secretary and everything's working great. This is an ideal scenario. You built all this stuff, you deployed it. Now, you are working on this table. You are working on this app. These two are under construction, but oh no, there is a fire here. This is the wrong person to email. You should not be emailing this person. So you need to fix it from emailing the secretary to emailing the manager, and you need to do it right now. Your boss is yelling at you. You need to fix this right now. This is emailing the wrong person. But you have an issue. Contracts table and contracts are half finished. You cannot deploy these. If you deploy these, it's going to crash other stuff. So how do you make a fix to this Power Automate flow and take these two other things that are only half finished and not deploy them? Well, here's one thing people do. They move the contracts table and contracts app to another environment, to another solution, and then they think they're good. They're like, all right, now I'm going to take this solution and I'm going to change it to emailing the product owner. This is the bug. This is what I want to fix right now. And then I'm going to go deploy it. So I just deployed this solution, and now it's emailing the product owner. This is what your boss wanted. This looks great, but Parvez, give us a reality check. What did we just do?
Yeah, so unfortunately, you've caused some huge problems here. Remember, the managed solution upgrade process effectively means that objects that are not contained in version 2 of the solution, which were present in version 1, will end up being deleted as a result of this solution being upgraded. So that means, basically, in this case, we've lost potentially, if it's a custom table, we've lost the table, and you've lost all the data that was in that table as well.
You just burned all your data. All your data's gone. Congratulations, because you didn't take our workshop. All your data is deleted. Anyway, this is the new name of our session. If you don't take this workshop, all your data is deleted. I know that's not actually true because you're obviously very, very talented. However, if you come to our session, we're going to show you how to make sure all the people you supervise don't do this. By the way, Parvez, we have Brooke in the chat who says, love the Dynamics logo on fire. I didn't know people are commenting. If you comment, we will include you in this session right this second. So Brooke is trying to avoid this stuff. So Brooke ran into a different scenario. For instance, do your best here. Follow along. This is going to be nuts. I'm going to give you a riddle. So right now, this solution is emailing the secretary. Brooke deploys it, so it is managed and it's emailing the secretary. Nothing's crazy yet. Then Brooke makes a new hotfix solution. She just takes the solution and adds the flow to it. She says the flow is emailing the product owner. All right. And then Brooke decides to deploy this solution that emails the product owner. Now we have, I think it's Ahmad Aparani. Yeah, Ahmed Aparani comes in and he's like, okay, cool, you deployed this. That's great. Then Ahmed Aparani does this. he changes this hotfix flow to email the manager. All right. So we just made this change here. Then Brooke goes in here and she changes this to email the manager. Then Brooke deploys that solution. Who is getting emailed right now? This is a tough one. This one even tricked me, and this is your real life every single day. In fact, we're going to run through that one more time because I think people got lost. Brooke is emailing the secretary. She deployed it. Then Ahmad came in and he made this hotfix solution, and he said he's going to email the product owner. He deploys that. He overrode her flow, so right now we're emailing the product owner. Brooke came back and she's like, nah. In here, Ahmad changed it to emails the manager. Brooke came in here, changed it to emails the manager as well. Brooke deployed this. Who's getting emailed right now? This problem is nuts. It's very, very hard. You would think that it's, I think the manager is being emailed right now because that's the last thing that was deployed. No, it's not. The product owner, Ahmad's changes are still there. Thank you. So Ahmad's in the chat. Ahmad, this is crazy. Ahmad, I'm so happy you said that. Ahmad thinks the manager is being emailed because we just deployed that. I thought the manager is being emailed. Parvez thought the manager is being emailed if you weren't paying close attention right now. But Parvez, who is actually being emailed? Don't tell us why. We need to give people a reason to come to our session. So Parvez, don't tell us why, but tell us who is actually getting emailed right now.
It's the product owners getting emailed.
Mm-hmm. The product owner is getting emailed, and you're probably wondering, well, why is that happening? I'm not going to tell you. Come to our session on Monday, and we'll tell you why that's happening. So all of this is great, but this is all theoretical. You want to be hands-on. And I want to see what it actually looks like when you stop living in Dataverse make.power apps land and you come to Azure DevOps, and it's way less hard than you think. Parvez, can you please show them what are some of the things they're going to make and what it's going to look like?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen.
Yeah. And Thierry's our behind-the-scenes camera person who's going to switch the screen to Parvez, so appreciate that. If you're wondering how these animations are moving right now, it's all him. Thanks for that.
Yeah, so let me start off talking about the concepts here, right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to address the challenge that we're speaking about here. For a long time now, Power Platform and Dynamics development has been around lowering the barrier to entry for people who don't come from a traditional software engineering background. They are empowered to build with low-code, no-code tools. And we want to continue on in that journey and make sure that they can still contribute positively to a project. So what we don't want to do is burden those types of team members with the complexities of having to learn, things that are traditionally seen as very complex, like source control systems like Git. We totally accept that it's unrealistic to expect everyone to learn the nuances of branches and pull requests, etc. So what we want to do is we want to strike the right balance between all of those highly complex governance requirements versus the ability to still continue on building for low-code, no-code team members. So how do we the challenge we're trying to address here is how do we get those governance benefits without compromising on that low-code, no-code promise? And the way we do that, well, we'll tell you more about that in the workshop, but the concepts we're trying to promote here is basically we're trying to give the same tools that professional developers have had for a long time. We're trying to bring those to the low-code, no-code world. So as I say, we're used to the concept of working in a development environment. Here we have Alice, Bob, and Charlie, our low-code or no-code developers. They're working in the shared development environment. But as Sean was saying in the intro, this is still very much a black box if you're constraining yourself to working in an environment. What we want to do is we want to connect that dev environment to a source control repository like Git. And I'll explain what the benefits of that in a short while. But basically, this is something that professional developers have had for a long time, because they're working in an IDE, so they've got a natural connection to a source control system. But once you've gone through this workshop, you'll understand how to connect your dev environment to a source control repository and get the full CI/CD process going using Azure DevOps. So the way we will engineer this is using a simple 3-stage process, which I describe as the first stage being the commit process, which is basically taking the contents of your solution and committing it to a source control repository. And then the second,
we're looking right now at Azure DevOps. Is that where we're supposed to be looking right now?
Oh, no, sorry, that's my mistake.
Yeah, I did the same thing. It's you got to share the screen versus a window thing.
Let me share the correct screen. Window, this one. So let me step back one. So this is the model I was trying to illustrate earlier, where we've got a shared environment between Alice, Bob, and Charlie, and we're going to connect that dev environment to a source control repository, a Git-based repository, and then our CI/CD process takes over from that point onwards, using Azure DevOps pipelines to integrate our changes from source control into deployable artifacts to then deploy to a test and production environment. And as I was saying, we will structure this as 3 separate phases. The commit process is designed to take our solution contents and commit them to a source control repository. And then we have our build process, which integrates those changes into a deployable build artifact. And then we continuously deliver on into our target environments to test and production once we've done our quality assurance on those artifacts. And that's the deploy process. So do you want to take over from there, Sean?
Yeah, I think that was, I'm going to share my screen over here, Thierry. Let me snag it back. Sweet. So it's called the ALM solution for Dataverse you've been waiting for, except I don't think Dataverse is in the title. If you want it, it is right here if we zoom in. ALM session you've been waiting for. You could come in here, view the workshop, get excited. Most importantly, if you're wondering, what exactly should I care about this? We're going to show you how to get transparency into everything that's happening in your Dataverse solutions. All your difficult deployment issues, all gone. And most importantly, you're nervous deploying. Don't be nervous anymore. You're going to walk away with actual code you can take to work the next day. That's what we got for you. Thank you for watching. Lyman, that's our pitch. That's our session. That's our workshop. We're excited for everyone that's coming. Lyman, are we allowed to share how many people are coming to this? How many people we already have registered?
Shouldn't flag. No. There's going to be more. We haven't even hit the hockey stick yet. So it's a good number. It's going to be even better.
Awesome.
But I want to thank you guys for a pretty incredible sneak peek there. That was pretty amazing, Sean. You have got more energy than an entire kindergarten of 5-year-olds. It's unbelievable. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. That was awesome. We hope that Sean and Parvez gave you great insight into what they're going to be presenting in Las Vegas. If you haven't registered yet, there's still plenty of time to join us in Las Vegas. When you register, simply use the speaker discount code shown on the screen, and you'll save $150 for your conference registration. And you can, say Sean, Parvez, Sean. You can make that decision yourself. Join us in Las Vegas and connect with thousands upon thousands of Microsoft technology professionals, and you'll learn directly from Microsoft's engineering and product teams, as well as some of the most respected experts from the global Microsoft technology community. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day, and we'll see you in PPCC 26.